Okay, so here are the 3 steps that we're going to do in this practice video. And step 1 is we're going to break the statute down into elements. This is unlike in law school where they give you these cute prepackaged elements. In real life, you have to figure them out. So here's the statute. The first sentence there is just the consequences. That's what you get if you prove everything. So that's not an element. But then these other things are an element. The equine activity sponsor, professional person, provided the equine failed to make, and so forth. Now, I like to put these in list form like this, because then you can methodically go through each one. And then each element brings up a new question. And you can see the questions here as I put them up on the video. Like there's a big one, is marching in a parade in equine activity. Okay, so those are the elements. So now we want to go and we're going to push pause on these for a second and go to step 2, which is read the rest of the act and make sure we're not missing anything else. And then we'll do step 3, which is to find the definition section. Okay, so in step 2, generally you have found one specific section, but it's part of a greater act, and you need to see those other pieces. And to do that, you need context. And so when you're looking at, like this is the official version of the statutes, look for something to click on that will give you context to show where this one section fits in the big scheme of things. And for this website, it's View Entire Chapter. This tells us all of the sections that are part of the equine activities. And we are actually down here in section 3. And so now we can read all of these other sections to make sure that we're not missing anything. And then importantly, on Lexis and Westlaw, you click on Table of Contents. It's the same thing. So this is the one section we found, and then you click on Table of Contents and it gives you the greater act. So now you can click on these and read those and make sure you're not missing anything. And then same thing in Westlaw. Okay, so this is really important. You click on Table of Contents and it shows you the bigger context for things. Okay. Okay, now in step 3, this is where we go and we find the definition section, which we could do because we did step 2 and we got the big picture of things. So because we did that, now we know where the definition section is. And as we compare our elements to what's here in the definition section, equine activity is defined here, and it directly expressly includes parades. Okay, so that means that the Hillsborough Equine Club could be held liable because this one element is met. Of course, all of them have to be met, but this definition section takes care of that. And then we had another question about whether the club is an equine professional or a sponsor or a person. And here it says that it's a person engaged in compensation for instructing a participant and providing a horse and so forth. Well, that's exactly what the club does. So this element is met as well. Okay, so the definition section took care of these 2 elements, and not the others. So for the others, we would need to go to case law, because now we've exhausted this statutory section. There's nothing more for us to look at in the statute. So now we then go to the 4th step of the research process, which is to look for case law. And more on that in section 311 when we talk about using annotations to slingshot from codified law to case law. Okay, I'll see you then.